Well, we got good news, bad news, good news, bad news, good news, bad news, and so on and so forth. Good news, it's warmed up significantly. It's 28 degrees this morning in that area overnight. It didn't get down near as cold as it did the couple nights before. Bad news is it's snowing. Everything's covered with snow again, although it's only about an inch and a half, 2 inches, something like that so far, but it's still steadily snowing. The good news is that I was able to get that log moved over on that deck without changing the registry on it, without tipping it or anything like that to get the cut off any and the depth any. So that was good news. Bad news was that blade was kinked up so bad I maybe could have got it straightened out and run, but it never would have run right after that. So what the good news there is I was able to cut it and pull it right out without having to fight it any. So we got the blade out of there and everything ready to go. We got the cover on the mill and the heater in there, and you're getting it warmed up. Let it warm up for a little while and then put the battery in it and get it started. Put a new blade on it and we'll be good to go. Well, the other bad news is that I'm a gimped up old has-been. Can't hardly do anything anymore, just about worthless. Used to be when I'd go looking for one of those PVs, they'd go running and hide. I busted the handles out of more than one of those. Now just looking at one of the damn things gives me a backache. I just couldn't handle that log by hand. And anyway, can't do near what I used to. So that's the other bad news. Good news is my son's going to help me today. So we'll get this equipment warmed up and get everything warmed up. See if we can't get a new blade on there and finish that cut. That looks really good, that 8-inch cut, and then I can make another 8-inch cut right underneath that, and that'll give me more than enough of the boards that I need for the porch. Depending on how I cut these, I haven't completely decided yet. Standard 2x8 is going to be 1 5/8 inches thick and 7 5/8 inch or 7.5 inch deep. These will be full dimensional 2x, and I can make them 2.5. Now, making them thicker doesn't necessarily make them that much stronger. The ratio of the increase in strength is higher if you increase the depth on them or the width on them. So going from a 2x8 to a 2x9 would be stronger, but it'll make them a little stronger and make them a little stiffer. I think I'm going to use 2x8s for the decking too, but they'll be 8 feet long, so I'll be able to get 2 of them out of each one of those. Well, anyway, we're off to a good start. We got the mill warmed up and started up. I fueled it up with gas and then put a new blade on it. Got it sitting there now with it running, with the blade running, so we can get those bearings warmed up in that idler wheel and get everything all smoothed up before we start. Carl's warmed up the Bobcat, got it started, warmed it up, and he's been running the hydraulics and stuff on it to get the hydraulic fluid warmed up and circulating in it. So we're just about ready to go. We got that log broke down into cants. We have this one slab left here. There's plenty of wood left in it to make boards. We use the Bobcat there to pick that stuff up and get it off. Unfortunately, that first slab, the blade I put on there must not have been sharpened right, or must have had a kink in it or something, because it started climbing out of the cut as we went down. We pulled it out once, thought maybe there was something else wrong because it got jammed up. And I went and run it again, and the same thing happened. It climbed out. So that first cant was beautiful yesterday when I started cutting it, and then today it kind of got messed up. I can still trim it up and make some boards out of it. It's not a total disaster, but it's not very good. So I changed blades again and made a clean cut on the log part that was left, and then we went down 8 inches and cut another cant off of it. And Carl, we're moving those off there now. So Carl's got that one set up. We'll get set up to put that cant on there and start cutting some 8-inch boards.
2 inches. So that cut the wane off of there, the slab off. There's still wane on the other end of this thing, but this will make an 8-foot board on this end, and start cutting from here. Real thin cut compared to what I was making before, so I could go pretty fast through there. But that thing is so tall, it's kind of unstable. I've got to clamp down at the bottom there, but there's no support for it up high, so it shakes a lot and it could tip over. So I'm taking it easy on these first cuts on there till we get it down to where it stabilizes.
Hachi, you got snow on your head. You got snow on your head. Yeah, shake it off, Hana. Okay, we got done for the day here. Carl's putting the tarp on, or tying the tarp down on there, so it kind of keep the mill a little drier, the snow from getting in on the engine and stuff. Might want to use it again here in a couple of days, so I want to just abandon it again. Filled up the fuel tank with gas and put some gas stabilizer in it, so that's better than what we left it before. Get the tarp over it to kind of keep the controls dry over there. And I put all of the dogs up on it so they don't freeze down this time. They freeze down in the ground, it's in the snow and stuff, and then it's hard to get out. Get him, Hachi. Get her, Hachi. Get her, Hachi. Temperature's warmed up to about 30 degrees, and not significantly from what it was, but we got these big old heavy snowflakes coming down now, so it must be warmer up above. But anyway, it's snowing. So here's a pile of lumber that we got. Got 6 of those 2.5. I made them 2.5 thick by 8. Got 6 of those, and then we got some 2x6s there. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 of them, which would convert into 26 2x12s, 8-footers, but 2 of them I got wane on them, on the ends of them, so it'll be 24, which will give me 12 feet of deck. I need 16, so when I have to cut some more 2x4s or 2x6s, but that was pretty good. Didn't make too many mistakes. It's been a long time since I've run the mill, and we did have a couple of little mess ups on there, We got the lumber stacked up here underneath the porch on the basement. It's not going to be completely covered. The 2.5 by 8s, I can put them up on the deck the way they are. I need to make some brackets to weld in. There's the stringers up there, the channel iron stringers. I'm going to weld some brackets in there to hold those up. And we'll get one go against the wall of the house, and then 2-foot centers coming out, and then on the outboard end there I'll double up 2 of them together to help support the load for the roof on the porch. The 2x6s, I want to run those through the planer and probably the jointer and smooth those edges up, and I think they'll be spaced a little bit. I'm not going to have them tight like a floor in a house, but there'll be a gap in them, but I still want them to run fairly nice, and we'll plane the top side of them anyway so it's smooth.